Hello everyone, this is the part 2 of the things you need to know about studying abroad. So in this video we'll be talking about the funding and the financing. So many of the students are self-funded, like their parents have sufficient money to fund their education and to live there. Both living and the education cost will be funded by themselves. And the second type of funding is the education loan, where students take up an education loan to study abroad. Uh, we'll talk about the education loan. There are actually two types of education loan. One is with collateral and the other is without collateral. So usually with collateral needs any property or anything as in collateral. The interest rates of the with collateral loan is around 8 to 10 11%, and the interest rates for without collateral loan might be ranging from 11 12 to 15 percentage. So there are two banks like from which we'll be taking a loan. One will be a public bank and the other will be private banks. So public banks are like a SBI or SBI Bank, Bank of Baroda, and the private banks are like ICICI, Axis Bank, and HDFC Bank. So public banks like SBI offers only loan with collateral. So if you need a loan without a collateral, so you need to go to private banks only. So you need to know the interest rates are like 11 to 15% or without collateral in private banks. So every private banks has their own interest rates and their own conditions. In some private banks without collateral loans, you need to start paying the partial interest initially, but you should be knowing that in with collateral loan or without collateral loan, there will be a mortuary period, which means you need not pay any interest on your loan amount for the course duration plus 6 months. So, but the interest will be added to your principal amount, but you need not pay any interest amount as of 2 years and 6 months if your course is of 2 years. But in without collateral loan, you need to start paying the partial interest from the first year itself. So that is one of the disadvantages, and there are many conflicts. Like a person, you need to nominate a person who will be paying the partial interest. He should not have any existing loans, and his credit history should be good, and he should have some 2 to 3 years of income tax filing report. Without that, you won't get a non-collateral loan. So this is about the loans. So the next thing from which you can reduce your like fees is scholarships. So many of the Indian organizations and international organizations offer you a scholarship. So majorly you can find the scholarships on like websites which are We Make Scholars and Leverage Edu. I'll give the links to these websites in the description below. So in these scholarships you won't be getting 100% scholarships. So these scholarships are like partially funded. So they give a range like mostly 7 to 10 lakhs. They won't give you 100% scholarship or 100% fees amount which you are paying there. If you need a 100% or a 50% fee waiver scholarship, so this kind of scholarships are only provided by the institute itself. So if we'll talk about this in the later part. So as of now, 50% and 100% scholarships will be provided by the institute itself, universities. And there are 4 types of scholarships available. So which are merit based, fellowships, sport merit scholarships, need-based scholarship. So merit-based, as you know, if you are a merit student, if you are good at academics, you get this. Likely, you have a higher chances to get this kind of scholarships. And need-based scholarships are for the lower middle class. So if your income is very low, this kind of people, you can get this scholarship. And fellowship based scholarship are like if you are doing any fellowship under that university, which we'll talk about this in the later part. So you will get a scholarship by the university itself. So moving on to the next part, which is the part-time jobs. So you need to make sure one thing: if you need to get your expenses and living expenses, groceries, so you need to do a part-time job over there. So this can likely cover your groceries and the rent. So and also you need to know that international students can do only 20 hours of work per week, part-time jobs. So it come up to 80 hours per month. So and in the initial days, you can only work in campus jobs, in campus part-time jobs for the first 9 months of the duration, and later on you can go to the external part-time jobs as well. But you need to make sure it should be 20 hours per week. So usually the pay for the part-time jobs is around $10 to $15 per hour. So it might vary based on the location or which college or place you're living. And it might come up to $800 to $1,200 per month, which is enough to take out your rent and grocery expenses. So now comes the bonus tips. So the first bonus tip is the way from which you can get the 50 to 100% fee waiver, or you can call it as a scholarship. Most of the US universities offer you TA, RA, and GA positions, which are technical assistant, research assistant, and graduate assistant post, which is in campus post, and you get paid a really good amount. So if you are getting selected for this kind of post, you might get 50 to 100% fees waiver. Your fees might be reduced by 50 to 100%. I have given a list of universities which offer TA, RA, GA positions and a fee waiver, so you can check out the description. So one of the major advantages is your fees amount will be reduced. So the next bonus tip with which you can reduce your fees is internships. So you might be knowing, if you have taken a 2 years of course, so first 3 semesters will be like studies, and the fourth semester you need to do an internship. So the internship you will be getting paid. This amount will be somewhat, it can reduce your fees. It won't be that high, but it is counted in reducing your fees amount, and this can be converted into your job. If you are doing well in your internship, you can land a job in the same company as well and extend your visa for OPT and STEM extension, which is 1 + 2 3 years for a STEM course. So that's it, guys. I hope you like the video.